Hey YouTube, Roku here, back with a Predaplant Phantom Knight combo tutorial for you guys. Today I'm mostly just going to be showing off what the Predaplant engine can do for the Phantom Knight deck. It's just a one card combo with Scorpio, one with discard, but it just does the whole engine's plan with just one card, which is super nice for the deck. Again, just does so much. I think I'll probably show off this plus what an extender can do as well. But to start, we're just gonna show off the Scorpio combo and see what all it does for the deck. So let's hop into it. So we've got Scorpio and just a random card. It just has to be a monster. So we can normal summon our Orpha Scorpio, discard our card, to special summon our Darlingtonia Cobra. Darlingtonia Cobra can then search us our polymerization card, that being our Ultra Poly. Ultra Poly, activate, fusing our two Predaplants into our Amulomades. Amulomades on summon can search us our Predap card, that being our Predaponics. Ultra Poly then in your graveyard can banish itself to summon the two materials from the graveyard. So we can summon our two Predaplants. After that, these two level 3s can go into a Cherubini. Cherubini effect to Foolish our Ancient Cloak. After that, we can link these two off into a Rusty Bardiche. Rusty can then use its effect to send a Torn Scales in order to set a rank up magic force from our deck. At this point, we can activate our Ancient Cloak in the graveyard, banishing itself to search for our Silent Boots. That will trigger our Torn Scales in the graveyard to special summon it. We can then use our Silent Boots to special summon and activate our Predaponics, which once per turn can special a Predaplant from the graveyard. So we can summon back one of our Predaplants. Then at this point, we go Cobra plus Boots into an SP. Then after that, we've got our Silent Boots in the grave, so we can banish that to search for our Fogblade. And now that we've got a discard for our Torn Scales, we can discard the Fogblade to send to the graveyard a Ragged Gloves. Then our Fogblade in the graveyard can use its effect to summon back our Ragged Gloves. Ragged Gloves and Torn Scales can then overlay into Breaksword. Bardiche effect, when you summon the Breaksword, it can pop the Breaksword, and then Breaksword when it gets destroyed, summon back your two Phantom Knights as level 4s. Then it's just as simple as going into our Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. And so that's the combo for this turn, and then as soon as your opponent goes into their main phase, we will rank up magic force, banishing probably just a Predaplant for one dark monster to overlay into Dark Requiem. So this, just off of Scorpio plus a discard, we go into Requiem, Bardiche, Little Knight, It is unfortunate that we go Little Knight without IP into Little Knight, but that is something you can do with an extender. If we have an extra extender, we can just leave a body out there and go into IP instead, which is then one extra interaction, because you get the on summon banish and the trigger banish. So yeah, this is 3 monster negates with Requiem, SP banish, and when Requiem uses its monster negate, it can summon an Xyz monster from the graveyard. So when you want to do so, after you negate with Requiem, you can bring back your Break Sword to your Bardiche zone, and then Bardiche can pop a card. So it is pretty cool. It's a neat way to get into your Phantom Knight engine. Scorpio gets a lot better when you have a Phantom Knight discard, because then you just get to shortcut some of those steps there and probably end up with an extra like Fog Blade in the back row. But yeah, that's pretty much what this version of the deck has to offer, is that 1-card combo there, which again, super crazy that you can just get to Requiem SP off of just the 1 card. And like, I know that Scorpio can do the most insane things ever, but just playing it pure Phantom Knight version, this is super, super fun. Yeah, I don't know how much more I need to show off. I did have a combo tutorial not too long back of Phantom Knight stuff, so not much of the Phantom Knight side has changed, just the Predaplants being able to do this whole thing on its own, and Scorpio with a Phantom Knight discard is definitely better. And then again, there's just some cool lines in here where if you happen to just open the Phantom Knight stuff but still have Ultra Poly, you can go into one of your Super Poly targets and then Ultra Poly back your materials, which is super cool. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the only thing I wanted to show off for this version of the deck, was how Scorpio can just get into all that Phantom Knight stuff. So yeah, I think with that, that's all I've got for you guys. So this is Roked here, signing out.